rotary cutting attachment and saw off the top of his head. And then we're going to use the sanding drum to clean up the edges of that real quick. Then we're going to have to cut out his ears because we're going to have to move those later. Let's go ahead and cut those off carefully. And next we're going to use some epoxy sculpt. There's this two-part epoxy. You just use equal parts of both, and then it pretty much turns into clay, which self-hardens, and it's really awesome. So we're going to build up his sides of his face a little bit because Fredbear's a little fatter. So do that to both sides, as well as his bottom jaw. Then we're going to take some toothpicks for his little teeth. So you're going to want to cut some larger teeth and some smaller teeth. Next we're going to cut a chunk out of his torso because Fredbear is a little shorter. So Mark, we're going to cut it off and just saw it off. And clean the edges, of course. Use more epoxy sculpt. And mold that on there. And you can use water to smooth it out, which makes things a little easier. So do that to both sides, as well as on his hips. Build those up so that they'll match his upper part of his torso. And then move on to the legs. Just build up the sides of those on both. And then move to the arms. Build those up. And then once all that cures, you want to take an X-Acto knife and just start carving chunks that go all the way around. Then cut out his fingers so that they're all separate, as well as cutting off his fingertips for adding claws later. Then you want to take your X-Acto knife and cut out the definitions of his joints. Do that to both arms. Then for the legs, you want to weather those like with the X-Acto knife as before, and then take your Dremel and beat it up a little. Then move on to the torso and cut that away with the Dremel, and follow up with the X-Acto knife for more detail. As well as on the hips. Then move on to the head, same thing. Then we're going to have to cut out his eyeballs. Sorry, Freddy. Then go ahead and do that to both. Then we're going to take a push pin and cut the top off. And then leave a little bit of the pin itself on. That way we can stab it in his eye socket. Woohoo! Now for super glue, we're going to glue his ears back on a little further up than they were before. And then we'll take our teeth and start attaching those. So just use a little bit of super glue. Start sticking on his top jaw. A little bit goes a long way. So finish that up. And move on to the bottom jaw. Ta-da! And for his tummy teeth, he's got a few there. Now we'll take some skewers for his claws. Glue those suckers on. Now we're going to mark where his little inner mouth goes, so go ahead and add a row of teeth for there too. As well as for his bottom jaw. Now we're going to glue his torso and his hips together. Go ahead and hold those steady so they stick. And take a Dremel to his ears and destroy those a little bit. Now we'll put them all back together. Ta-da! Now we'll take some wire to be able to attach the top part of his head. So we'll loop some around and get that around the base of his neck. Twist that so that it has something to stick on to. Then we're going to fill up the top of his head with hot glue. And just shove the wire on there, and that way it'll stick in there nice and good. Ta-da! And we're going to take a mechanical pencil eraser and for his buttons on his tummy. So cut a couple little buttons out of there and stick them on with super glue. And we're going to take some little pieces of wire just for details. So we'll stick some on his ears, then bend up some longer pieces to go in his eyeballs. Now we'll take some black paint. Oh, it's a heart. And then just cover the whole thing in black, just as a base coat. And gonna take some pink and some purple to get to kind of the color of his hat and his bow tie. So mix that up real quick, and lightly brush that on. Probably have to do a couple coats, my paint was pretty thin. And then go back through with black and touch it up. Now we're gonna take some brown, and using very little bit of paint on the brush, just dab it on. And this is when I realized that Fredbear does not have eyebrows, so gotta chop those off and then Dremel it afterwards. And a layer of black paint and we're all good. Alright, then continue with the brown. And then you want to add more layers of paint on highlighted surfaces so that it stands out more. And then go ahead and do the same thing for the arms. Just thin layers of paint. And then move on to the feet. mix a little bit of black into the brown to get a darker brown for his tummy. And the insides of his ears. Now we're gonna take some off-white and start painting his teeth. All of them. And then touch up his eyeballs. Got a little extra black paint on there. Now we're gonna take some red. Add his irises, I guess. And then the base of all his teeth get a little red too. And finish up his eyes with some white bits of black. Now we're gonna take some silver and touch up the metallic bits on him. Include his buttons and then his claws. And his joints. Now we're gonna take some black wash, which is pretty much just watered down black acrylic. You brush it on, because it goes on really thin, and then you just take a little piece of paper towel and just dab off any extra. That way it sits in all the little cracks and crevices and gives a really nice withered look. Ooh. So just brush that on any areas that would be in shadow. And it really makes all those carvings pop. Ta-da! And make sure to do that for all the arms, all the legs, so they all match. And then add little details for his buttons. And put them back together again. And there you have it. Enjoy your nightmares! Thank you guys so much for checking this out, and have a good one. Until next time, bye!